Being thrown into the deep end on this course is pretty good. I can feel myself changing, like physically, mentally, and emotionally, yeah.
E ngā reo, e ngā mana, e ngā karangaranga maha, tie mauri ora.
I could probably feel what he was feeling, being best mates, you know, and all that. So I was feeling the anxiousness that he had, you know, like the nervousness, especially with the kaumātua sitting across, just looking at him, you know, and him putting his head down and like trying to remember.
Sorry, I wanted to do it without having to look at it again.
Because we had a late night that night before, reciting that to each other, like me reading it up to him, and then like him reading it back, and then for him to memorise it. We spent quite a few hours. Even his dad helped out as well with looking up the meanings of that whai kōrero.
I aku kōrero, no reira. Tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa. Thank God.
As his best mate, I was pretty proud of him doing that, so that was pretty cool.
You know, today when I was walking into this marae, I was really scared about speaking Māori. And I went to the haka, because when I played for the All Blacks, when I was a bit down or a bit worried about or scared of, that's what the haka did for me. So I still use that today. Last week I spoke in front of 600 people, and I was really scared. I was even more scared this morning. But it's to go and get something. So the two things important for me, and I'm part of you, is that you are leaving something behind for other people to pick up. So your success will be the success of this program, you know? And that is really strong. So in 10 years' time, when people are coming in to this program to change their lives like you guys have, they will be so proud to do that. So you're leaving something behind. And then personally, you know, like, you and I had to speak today. I was shitting myself, I don't know about you, but I went in and I grabbed something that was the haka, because it gives me strength and courage. So, you know, don't underestimate making something new to leave behind is powerful. And that's really personal to me, because I want to belong to something as well. That's why I'm here.
Like growing up, the schools that I went to in the suburbs that I was in, growing up as a kid, I don't know, I felt more of an attraction to Māori and PI kids and that culture growing up. So that's kind of like what's been drilled into me, and that's what I've found is cool in my own culture. Going through school, I've always done kapa haka, language courses, Māori and all that, so yeah, it's pretty weird. I'm 100% Waipui, I don't have a drop of Māori in me or PI, but absolutely love both cultures. And yeah, it's pretty weird. A lot of people think, like, especially with the way I talk, they always ask if I'm Māori or where I'm from or if I'm PI. I'm just like, no, bro, 100% Waipui, man. I wish I was Māori, but I'm not.
The other thing, boys, like, you know, we're talking all the time. I was really pleased that you didn't want to do this, Tony, because that's good. You've got to learn to start talking and speaking your mind, okay? Because when you go into a work situation as well, you know, we're putting stuff on the table, we're getting nothing back. We speak up, you know, because when you're in a work, any sort of life situation, you know, say your piece, and we'll discuss it, and then we're all, you know, into it.
Well, I see with Māori and PIs, their families, like, their extended families are always there for the immediate family, like, whereas with my family, my dad's side of the family, they're all rich, white, snobby. The only time we'd see them is at Christmas. My mum's side of the family, they're farmers, they're up north, they're spread all over New Zealand. Would only see them at Christmas time with this like thing. But with Māori and PIs, their families are like always around. And me growing up with European family, my extended family, never see them, like only see them on like Christmas pretty much, or birthday, get sent a card, oh yeah, what do you do? But, yeah.
All right, so I reckon we should put easy mahi in there.
Easy
mahi.
Yeah.
So what was it?
Easy mahi.
Easy mahi.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
That's what we get told when it's too hard. Easy mahi.
Yeah.
When you're struggling, easy mahi.
We're out on the field and we're training.
It's like a mantra, if that makes sense.
Well, me and Dauri, like, since we've been doing this course, we've been texting each other through Facebook and texts. We've been doing hashtag Easy Mahi, like with whatever. Like, what are you up to, bro? Hashtag Easy Mahi. Come over, bro. Hashtag Easy Mahi. Like, what are you up to this weekend? Hashtag Easy Mahi. So.
But that's exactly what it is, eh? It's about picking each other up and carrying each other when when they need it. And I guess that's what a haka does for us as well, is it picks us up. So to have capture those essences within the haka, it starts to give it mana, starts to give it meaning for each of you. So we're about halfway in now. We've got to start really putting the mahi in on these exercises and getting really sharp with what we're doing. We've got to start focusing on technique. Those first few weeks, we're just getting our head around these exercises and what we're doing. We've got to start really working hard now that we know what these exercises are, focusing on technique and not taking shortcuts or being lazy with these exercises. So you've got to put the mahi in now and it'll pay off when you fellas are out on the field. Some of us need to be working a bit harder as well. Some boys are obviously sick. Some of us need to be putting a bit more in, eh?
Good work, boys. Nice. Stand up, hands on head. Well done. Going well, boys. Going well. You'll know if you've broken it. Breathe in. Feel like someone's sticking a knife in your ribs?
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, it's not broken then. You'll know when your rib's broken. Promise me, I know. Huh? What happens is you can't breathe, can't cough, can't do anything.
I've had that feeling before.
Have you? In the rib?
From asleep. Can't do any of that.
You will in 8 weeks' time, my brother. You'll be fit, fast, fighting machine, man. Huh?
That's if I'm not broken by that time.
You won't be broken, mate. Look at the size of you. Who's going to break you? No one's broken you yet, have they?
Fitness has.
That's your challenge, man.
Is JK different in reality than what your perception?
Yeah, well, like, I've only really seen him on a panel for an All Blacks game or do little ads for being the face of depression. So seeing him here and him being relaxed and stuff is like, he mocked me and roasted me. I was just like, man, this like All Black legends like mock me, man. Like, what do you say back to Sir John Kirwan, when he mocks you? So, nah, but it's pretty cool. Like, me and him have had a yarn. We relate. We've both lost our dads to cancer. We've both been through a stage of depression, like real hard depression. Me being the only boy in my family and losing my dad, it's like hit me real hard. Almost to the point where it was like suicidal thoughts. So if it wasn't for my friends around me and my family, I probably wouldn't be here today. So they've kept me going and given me positives in life and pretty much telling me, would your dad want you to do that? Like put that into my head. So they've kept me striving on and stuff. So that's pretty cool. But having a talk with JK, because we relate on that level, has been pretty sweet too.
Does that hurt, does it? Stand up, mate. Stand up. Walk it off. Maybe if you stop smoking, it won't hurt so much. When you put bad shit in your body and you run, it's got to come out. One step, Awa. Yeah, drive through it, Awa. Drive right through it, mate. Yeah, that's better. Nice. Good work, Neil. Oh, good work. Nice, Awa. Get back, mate. Beautiful.
Get back there, come up. Up.
So you've got some clips for Valentine, for T, for Vi, for Neil, for Ryan?
Yeah, so I've come in today to check out some of the footage that we've got of the boys going through their training sessions. It's quite useful to review some of this footage to see for each individual how they're going through training. Obviously, when you've got a team, you're focused on the team as a whole. This footage can be really useful to see, particularly for each guy, what some of their focus areas need to be and where some of the gaps in their training may lie.
Take a breath, bro. Stand up and just suck it in. You get back in when you're ready, all right? So you're feeling pain or?
Yeah, just my chest.
We're here?
Yeah, so there's a couple of new boys, Awa and T, that have joined the group. first thing that stands out, you know, they're big boys, and that sort of jumps out at you. They've got a lot of, you know, physical potential there, but I don't know too much about their fitness, and they're very young, so that can often be a bit of a challenge when you've got, you know, these big hurling bodies, but quite a young sort of person inside that big body. So just want to check out a bit of the footage and just see where they're at physically, see where their fitness is at, and that'll help give a guide of what we need to focus on, what we need to work on. Obvious from the first sort of training sessions we've done that the fitness levels aren't quite there. You know, we've struggled to get through some of the basic warm-up sessions and the basic training, so fitness and trying to bring that weight down a wee bit will be the initial focus.
1. Awa! Come on, mate, you got to move. Come on, boys.
You become a target when you're a guy of that size. You obviously stand out from the group and you become a target for opposition. They'll look at that as something they'll want to shut down early. And if you're not well coordinated and understand how to move your body well and how to use your size and your strength, you can get yourself into some, you know, tricky situations that can put you at risk of injury. So it's important that we help them gain an understanding and awareness of that. Just because you're a big guy doesn't mean you're a strong guy and you know how to use your body well. So that's where we'll look to help increase his understanding and get him a bit more aware on the field.
Mate, so 2 hasn't shown up today. I don't know where he is, but he's just sent me a text, so...
Read it out, will you?
Hey mate, I've got my court dates mixed up. Thought it was today, but it's tomorrow. Just wanted to apologise to all the crew and the team. Not sure I'll make it in this week. I'm still in 100% for this, sure, blah, 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 blah.
Okay, well, we probably need to read that to the boys.
Yeah.
But I'll give them a call. Can you call them?
Yeah.
My court date's mixed up. I thought I had court today, but I got it tomorrow.
So you got it tomorrow, so, what are you up to today? You're just preparing?
Yeah. I just got to get a few things sorted out for tomorrow.
Okay, so what's up in the court case?
I got done driving without a license.
Okay.
So yeah, I got to appear in court for that.
Okay. Well, mate, what I probably need to do is, I've been talking to Hugo, I got your text, so I'll read that out to the boys, so that they know where you're at.
Yep, no, sweet,
We just want you back, mate, you know, like you're a good part of the crew and we just need you...
I'm definitely in though, I'm definitely 100% in it though.
Okay.
Yeah, this court shit, yeah.
It's been really interesting just getting to know the boys, and as the weeks go in, I thought it'd get easier, but it's getting harder because there's obstacles in the way and some of the real world starting to hit, you know. And I'm feeling sometimes that the boys want to sort of give up, and so that's been hard, and it's actually quite emotional in there. You know, I can feel it. You know, in most environments I walk into a really positive, but here you can feel sometimes that sort of aura of oh, this is getting tough. No consistency is really hurting me too, it's bothering me. So we haven't had the same group of people every training run since the beginning. So there's been guys coming in, coming out. Some guys don't turn up. You get to know them a little bit, then they don't turn up.
When I know that when they're here, they're slow at the start, but as the day goes on, they get the growth and they get their confidence and they really get into it. Whether it's the rugby component on the grass here, or engaged with Henry inside in the classroom. But every day they miss, they fall back. And so I know that when we've got them in front of us, they're a captive audience. Not only them as an individual, but they help each other as a group to get through whatever the challenges that we put forward to them. And they're dealing with it really well.
Holy guacamole, what are those things?
I was only 18 when I lost my dad, so you know they brought you into this world, and like living for 18 years is like not even that much to be living, and then just to go and lose your dad, like I think it would have been more easy on me if I had brothers to bounce back on, you know, to relate to. But being the only boy in my family was just like, he was my role model, like guided me everywhere, and I played up, you know, give me a smack in the bum or something, send me to my room, you know, like discipline. So going to lose him was just bang off the rails and hitting rock bottom. My mum's like really stoked that I'm doing this course, and she's real happy.
Really?
especially with her being sick and in and out of hospital, so it's kind of given her a positive like vibe and outlook that her son's doing this course, and she messaged me and said about time because you're a lazy ass. So.
2, 3. Yeah, much better. Okay, I know you probably don't want to hook under another man's ass, but actually if you just hook under there, then you won't, like that, then you won't sort of slip off him.
Tony's not a small guy, you know, he's a pretty solid boy, and again, if he harnesses that well and applies himself to training well, he can be a really effective player. It's just a matter of him staying focused and engaged. You know, some of these techniques are quite poor with these training sessions. So if we can keep him engaged and keep him focused with the training, he can be really effective.
Okay, get down a wee bit, that'll be a head high just about. So drop, hips, get your power through your hips, that's better, well done. Okay, last one, I can't count, let's go. Go T, yep.
He's always engaged, so while he may struggle through some of the training sessions, he's always engaged and always part of that journey. I think so long as he stays on that and stays connected with the boys and draws off their strength at times where he's struggling, then he'll have a lot to gain. He only needs to get past that tipping point where he starts to get a good base level of fitness and starts to enjoy his training a bit more, where a lot of the time and energy put into that becomes a lot easier to do, and he gets more reward from it. From the physical training and pushing the self, not just physically but mentally as well.
You were in court last week.
Yeah.
Talk us through how that went.
So, having ID problems, then I got to get a license in 6 weeks, or I could get up to $10,000 in fines. Yeah, pretty shattered about it. Hence why, yeah, I was contemplating not coming back, but yeah, I came back.
Have you been to court much before?
A few times, yeah.
And so what were they, in the court they were saying you're...
Yeah, I've got another 6 weeks. I've got 6 weeks to get my licence and then appear in court. And yeah, they didn't want to hear anything about, oh, I can't get ID in the country or anything. Went to the police station, they sent me to the courts to get a statutory declaration of some sort, which would help me get ID, but nah, didn't help with anything.
So you've got a passport?
No. I came to New Zealand on my mum's passport. That was the laws back then. You were able to travel on your parents' passports. And so I found out that I travelled on my mum's because I rang birthdays and marriages and just asking questions about them. They managed to track down the date I flew in and how I flew in.
So you haven't got a birth certificate because you're born in Australia?
I've got a copy of, but not the original, no.
And you can't get a driver's licence without your birth certificate?
Or any, yeah. 3 forms of ID you need.
And you can't get a passport without your birth
3
certificate?
forms of ID you need for that too.
Yeah. So you can't get ID without ID?
Yeah, as stupid as it sounds, yeah.
Well, yeah, let's sort that out. So let's go to the office, talk to them and then see get the ball rolling on it so we can...
What, now?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay then, yeah. Bit shocked, but yeah, all right. Oh, I try not to come down here very often, eh? I don't know, just reminds me of the past. Just, yeah, the struggle in that. Just, yeah, it just all reminds me of all the struggles back in the days, that's all. When I got in contact with Hugo through the Facebook page that I found, because I saw an ad on Facebook for it, and yeah, he just goes, oh, well, what do you want from the course? And I just told him my ID. And he goes, oh, yeah, no, well, we've got avenues that we can take. Oh, well, sweet as. Another shining ray of light. Silver lining in the cloud. Got to try and be positive in life, eh? Got to try. Getting NCA level 1, 2, and 3 would be a start, yeah? Getting those basic things underneath me. And then from there, see where, because, you know, things change. Goals change all the time. So yeah, just see what happens from there once I've got that. Again, ID's been the issue with resitting all my high school stuff.
Thank you. Holy heck, haven't seen this for a while. A certified true copy of my birth certificate. Signed by the JP, I had signed it, oh hell, 14 years ago. Haven't seen that for a while. First step to getting ID. Holy hell. Fuck, thanks bro. Thanks Hugo. Massive, man. Massive as. First step done. Next step now. Bro, in the month I've been on this course, yeah, that's what I've learned. Pretty much. You have to. You have to try, you have to do, you have to be. Yeah, no, that's it, eh? That's spot on.
Crouch. Bind. Sit.
Keep going, boys. Keep going.
It was interesting with Awa during the first training sessions. Generally, we'd go through a warm-up to get the boys prepared physically to start hitting some higher intensity training. And our warm-up was that high intensity training for Awa. 5 minutes in, and it was clear that he was struggling. So that will be his, first thing to work on is getting those base fitness levels up so that he can get through a full training session. He needs to be able to train well at the intensity we'd expect for a game before he can even consider taking the field.
I've seen, come in like us, just a little bit weary and not sure of what this is all about. But I think that as the couple of weeks of sessions have gone, I think they've grown. You can see a bit of confidence come out. What I've seen is just eyes that are, sometimes lost. But it's really nice that together with some really encouraging words from the tutors like JK, it gives them that sense of a nice little culture that we're building in here, just for this School of Hard Knocks. And they're starting to really earn their own respect in their group. And again, this is not about the rugby, but because of some of these drills, they can't do it on their own. They've got to do it together, and that's what rugby's about, and that's what we're trying to build, that team spirit. So when they go into work, they understand that that's how it's not about me, it's about a team effort.
Let's go. One. Better, Awa, better. Okay, so what you need to do, Delray, to help them, you've got to keep your core really strong. So lock your gut in, and that keeps you like a pencil. If you're weak there, your whole body goes like that. The stronger you are, means they can put you up. So lock your core and point your feet. And that makes you really, and it's easier for you to lift. 1, 2, 3, go. Yeah, that's it, mate. Nice. This is a new start, right? So when you're ready, because I've been where you're at.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really been a really interesting journey for me. I think that when I started School of Hard Knocks, I didn't really know what I was going to deliver because I'm sort of here as a coach, but like most of these roles, it's not really about the coaching. So I think my philosophy has been someone like me even to show quite a bit of my human side and my fears and doubts and all that sort of stuff. Right, so I've been depressed like you, man. I've had anxiety attack, and it's an illness, not a weakness, all right? It's an illness, not a weakness. I thought it was a weakness for 5 years, man. Right, so I thought I was weak, I thought it was me, right? So it's not, it's an illness. And you had that illness probably because what happened to your dad or a whole lot of different reasons, all right? And we can get through that, okay? So
it's something that, all humans long for is a sense of belonging. And if that's not there in your family life or in your personal life, if that's lacking, you'll look for any opportunity to get a sense of belonging and a sense of purpose within a group of people. That's why people turn to gangs and things like that, because they get that sense of belonging. It may be in a negative context, but that's what they're after. And that's what this team can provide, is a sense of belonging and purpose. And if we can wrap that in a positive environment for them, where they all work towards positive change, then for a lot of these boys, it can be a really positive experience for them.
Here we go, boys. 1, 2, 3. On 3. 1, 2, 3, stop!